Everybody, I have a special guest, and she is a fifth grade teacher here in Georgia. Get this party started with this whole Savannah Bananas thing.
So I am Brooke Yarbrough. I teach at Baldwin Elementary School. I'm a fifth grade teacher. This is my 8th year teaching, and they've all my years have been in fifth grade. And I actually teach every subject here at Baldwin. We are self-contained, so all of 3 teachers teach everything. We kind of got into banana ball a few years ago, and I just started to fall in love with it because I was an athlete. I played softball my whole life, coached in college, and came to the classroom. We were at the I think it was called the championship game last year. It was the first ever championship game, and I was sitting there. They had just announced 2 brand new teams, which makes it 6 teams for the banana ball organization now. And I was like, Joe, I have 5 tables in my classroom. There's 6 teams, and then I have the other table for group work. I can do all groups of, and each table is a team name, and I decorated and everything. So it's kind of where it got started.
And what are they doing? What's the deal?
So I really have taken all subjects. It really was sparked by our math standard, because our math standards, I should say, we teach all decimal operations and reading decimals, writing decimals, expanded form decimals, comparing everything. So I'm like, well, baseball, that's statistics. So I started to make a packet, and I'm like, well, this can get bigger than just math, So thankful for AI and Gemini and the help that we can get from it, because I put in what our standard was and what I was wanting. So I was really specific about what I wanted with the standard and everything. So I've actually incorporated into our morphemes for the day. I made some stories for that with Banana Ball. We did poetry. Each team had a different poem. And I mean, we've done opinion writing, and I kind of sent pictures of that to the owner. I'm not sure that he got them, but the kids were so excited. So it's all aspects of learning.
Is it a competition?
Kind of. We actually, one day, Joe and I ordered some merchandise from Banana Ball. It's not something new, but you get free things in a box when you order, like baseball cards or little koozies or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this just so happened. I wrote letters to all the coaches saying what we're doing and kind of giving them a background. I was trying to see if we can get balls signed from the players for them. Yeah. So I sent that to the coaches. And then I just started posting everything, and it's really out of my comfort zone, to be honest, because I'm a very shy person. So, but right now I'm not, because I'm talking about something I love, teaching and Banana Ball. So it's just so natural, So I started posting. I was like, I'm going to stop. I don't want to do this. So I'm glad that you saw it and you reached out, because I was at the point where I'm like, no more. It's fine. I'll try and get them signed something. But they did send a pack of cards, and I was like, oh, cool, we got a pack of cards, and there was a sticker, and in this lovely Banana Ball box.
Check it, everybody, look at this box. Look how beautiful this box is.
We were trying to figure out, how do we get a box and not just a yellow package, because they send everything in yellow. And it's, if you want to know the trick, it's order a hat, you get a box. So yes, we've got
that's a Brooke nugget, everybody.
But you do get free things anytime you order, and they actually sent a pack of cards. So I have 18 kids in my class, and I open the stuff. I get to the bottom of the box. I had 1 pack of cards which had 3 in it. It's like, okay, I can use this, competition. Then I get to the bottom of the box. There's 6 more packs of cards, and I don't know if my letter reached them at that point, because it was in the middle of translation kind of there, but there were exactly 18 cards for the kids in my class. So I know it was meant to be, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna do it. And my teammates have been really great. They're like, no, you got to keep going. I was about to give up again, and I was like, and Joe's like, why? You finally have their attention. We actually went to a VIB game in Conway, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. And so VIB is very important banana. They're calling it Banana Ball Backstage now. So we got tickets on the field, and you can get autographs and talk to the players. And so my husband went one way for the party animal team to get posters, and I went one way for the coconuts, because they're my favorite. But I love them all. I have reasons to love all the teams, but I went that way. And Joe and everyone we talked to, they're like, "You're that teacher off TikTok and Instagram," and all the players are like, "That is so awesome. I wish I was in your class, and that's so cool. Keep doing it." And one of the guys actually told me, he said, "It is out of my comfort zone too, but post once a day, and you will get more comfortable with it." So I've been trying to do that, not for me, but to get the attention for the kids, because I also incorporated letter writing. The kids wrote letters to all the players, and I actually hand delivered some letters to the players when I went to VIB. So,
All right. So it's not just math, it's writing.
yep.
So the players, they sign things for you both,
Yes.
I guess. And now, is that part of this? Is that just for you guys? Is that for the prizes for students, or how? I was trying to figure out what you're doing with those things. That's just
Well, I gave out all of I do have it posted
18 cards.
on Instagram. I gave out all of the.
Now I'll give everybody Brooke's Instagram. Is it a public account, Brooke?
Yes, yeah, and
Okay.
TikTok. Yeah, I try to do everything on Instagram and TikTok just in case the players don't. Joe got a lot of baseball cards signed, so we bought a pack of cards for the party animals. And like I said, he's a big party animal fan, so he's going up talking to the guys, and they remember him because we've been to. That was game 13 and 14 for us. So, so we got a bunch of cards, a lot more. And one of my friends that I met through VIB actually sent me some more to give to the kids. And I was like, "How much do I owe you?" She's like, "Nothing. It's for the kids. I want to give it to them." So that was really cool. They send some stickers with some of the merchandise we got. So none of this was really given specifically for what I'm doing yet, but I will tell you, I talked to a lady that was at VIB, and she said, "What school do you work at?" I used to be a art teacher at a Title I school. And she's like, "Let me see what I can do." Cause I asked her about the sign balls and everything. There were posters, and I thought I had one pulled out, but I guess I did not pull it. Oh, yes, I did. I pulled it out to show you. So at VIB, you get a poster for each team.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can kind of
Yep.
see some of those signatures there. This one was sent to me by a friend. I gave out the coconut and party animal ones already, and they were so excited. I can't tell you how excited they were. So
the students get to benefit from that. They get to see all the swag. It's posted different places in the room. You have a banana classroom. It's not just the bananas. It's all the teams.
Right.
And so for those who are listening, you don't understand what Brooke's talking. Like it may be a different language. So the Savannah Bananas, which most people know of, they have their own league, and there are 6 total teams. And the party animals is one. Right.
Yeah. We got some, I started picking these up for my room at the game. So they'll be in my room next year. We started collecting those and pennants. So there's the party animals one.
And what's the home base for for these 2 teams?
They're actually all out of Savannah. The home games for the Savannah Bananas are the only ones that are home there, like headliner games. They'll all play there. So they do have to get all those teams on the field, and they just did a new renovation, put some new locker rooms in the back and turf field and everything. But they all play out of there, and then they travel all over. So they have headlining tours. I believe it's 30 games per team. There's a lot. They play from the end of February to middle of October is when the championship will be. So
all right, Brooke. So eventually, if you're everybody who's listening to Brooke share her nuggets, I did ask her in a second to show us some of her teaching materials. So she's going to share her screen just in a second. But before we do that, Brooke, tell me about, there was a time before you did this crazy, weird baseball thing in your classroom.
Yeah.
And there's a time that you are doing it. Like, what's the difference? Like we've been teaching math forever.
Yeah.
So what's the deal?
I feel like it was all about real world application of it and getting the students the experience. Like with our school, we're a Title I school, so they don't get to experience all the different sports and things. So we actually do go to the Gwinnett Stripers game, which I'm surprised I didn't think about this earlier, because we go to the Gwinnett Stripers for a field trip every year. I'm like, and we do an IC instructional conversation with Roberto Clemente's book. It's one of our math by the books. So that kind of like, I feel like that was lingering in the back of my brain, like, oh, wow, that's cool. But I feel like it was also such a passion of mine, and the kids see that, and then they fall in love with it even more because you love it even more. So showing up to school, these kids have showed up to school and they're excited. They're like, did we get a letter back? Well, what's the prize today? I also have, let me grab these real quick. I forgot. every VIB game we go to, this was just a last minute idea.
It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas every day in Brooke's classroom.
I brought this by accident, and I was like, oh, you know what? You got done with your writing first. You just got 100. You're going to be my VIB of the day. So it's a lanyard, and you get this every time you have VIB. So you get a lanyard. And this student was all about recess, looked like a coach out there playing soccer with it. And then I was like, oh, I have mine and then 2 from last year. So I brought them in. So each day I kind of think about, well, how are they going to earn it? And they don't know how they're going to earn it. So they get really excited. And some of them were like, I don't want to wear it, but I want to hold it. I said, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, they're walking down the hallway with it around their neck because it's like, I earned it. I'm a big deal, you know, and they are, because they're working hard and it's not easy. I don't give them easy things to make them earn it. So,
well, Brooke, tell me about the culture of, you know, doing this in your classroom. What is it? How's the culture been benefited from all this?
You can tell they're very competitive. They don't want to lose. They don't want to be the last ones to get their assignment done and the ones to get the most wrong. Or so it's really helped with accuracy and not speed necessarily, but focus, I guess. Mm-hmm. I told him, I said, I'd rather you do it a little bit slower, but get it right. And you can tell now they're just mastering all the skills that they need, which is good because the decimals, all decimal standards is in the section that 37 points of our test. So that was a big driver for this too, is that every week they're doing those standards that they have to master. And I don't want them thinking about it. I want them to be able to just do, you know. Mm-hmm. The competitiveness is good, but it's very friendly as well. They'll get a little heated and be like, oh man, when they come in and find their team lost. And they actually do it to me too. They're like, your coconut's lost. What do you think about that? I'm like, well, I was kind of sad, but I'm happy for your team. And they see that I love all of it. And they kind of root each other on when their team's not playing. So it's been great.
Brooke, this is the definition of work your quirk. You know, you already have that shirt. I have to send you a different one. But you know, it makes me think like softball originally and now baseball. That's very much part of you before you began teaching. Actually brought you to Georgia. You told me a little bit about this. Brought you to Georgia, and here you are teaching. But like, I think sometimes in education, we, you know, as a middle school teacher at one time, like we just kind of check out at the door and be like, I'm, you know, whatever things I loved, like I have to leave all that behind and just teach math.
Right.
And I think that's in 2026, I think that's a disservice, because our students desperately need something authentic and real and passion. Gosh, they just need some passion, because you know, if it's just about math, then maybe they could just learn from a bot or something. That's no fun. You know, but Brooke, you're bringing something extra. Like I remember eventually kind of just like, you know, I'm going to bring my guitar to the class. I taught science. It had nothing to do with science.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing the guitar. We got 5 minutes. So I'm going to sing a song and we're going to sing together. But by doing so, it created something really magical at the time. And it kind of lets down walls. It lets down walls, Brooke. I'm sure this lets down walls in your classroom.
Yep, absolutely. There have been so many. I'm sitting here thinking, like, when you were just saying that, the kids, there's 2 teams, I believe, that would never, the first week or 2 would not be able to get through the packet of their decimals, because it's a pretty lengthy packet because it has all the standards in it. And I got chill bumps talking about it, but I'm looking that way because I'm picturing them do it, you know. And the last 2-3 weeks, they're the first team done, and it's accurate. It's all right because we have all of these things. And I went to the game and I bought them stickers, $5 stickers. And I know, like, I didn't need to do that, but each team I'm going to be able to get to a game to before the school year's over. I said, your time will come. You don't know what we're going to get. And I have my name out there. They have our address, and they said they're sending stuff. And I know the organization, and they won't say that if they didn't mean that, you know? So I said, just be patient. It'll come. And they're happy for each other. And at first I thought they'd be a little jealous, and they're not. So it's really created a classroom family in here that is fun to walk into every day. We've had 100% attendance, and like it's just fun because I was like you. It was like December, January. It's like, oh man, it's the winter months, it's the winter blues, and I knew this was coming up, and I was ready for it. I bought them all a t-shirt. I know I haven't put a whole lot of money in, except for like the things that I don't need, but I want to do. I got them all a t-shirt for their team. So they were all drafted onto a team, just like Banana Ball did a draft. We did one in here. So they all have shirts, and we try to wear them every week. And some of the teachers are like, man, they really like that shirt. They wear it more than once a week. And
like,
hey,
I can smell that. Fifth grade, you start smelling things. I do want to gift you, unless you already have this.
Signed it too.
Oh, awesome. So it says change the game, break the rules, and create an unforgettable experience. Fans first. And it's all about how Jesse said it. This is about me. This is about fans.
Mm-hmm.
And Brooke, I think you're doing a version of this for students.
Mm-hmm.
Students first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got me jazzed. So I'm gonna mail you one. I'm gonna mail you a copy.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So just made me think about it. I have one. That's my copy, but I'm gonna mail you another one. And for one, Brooke's already said this. Brooke said she's using AI to help create some of this thematic stuff. So a lot of people go, well, AI is just like, it's bad. Like just by nature, it takes away from some really good things in the classroom. But I think the real pros are using AI to expand the experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're making it fun. We're making it unforgettable. We're making it thematic, very personal. Like the music, like I'm making songs with people. Like that's purposeful use of tech.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people who are ready to check out, but it's because it's not purposeful. It's just like, we just get on Chromebooks and get on iReady. I mean, that's about makes me want to bang my head up against the wall. Mm-hmm. This is oh gosh. So Brooke, show us, I'm going to share your screen, and you had a couple things you want to share with us, and then we're going to close out.
Okay. Sounds good. And let me add, I used to be one of those people that was like, AI, no, it's just, I got to do the job. But when I have my own ideas and then I put it in there and I'm very specific and strategic about using AI, I was like, man, this is good. My teammate is really great with it. And I would always ask her, how do you do this? Can you do that? I'm not great with AI. And so she kind of helped me like dip my toes in it. And now I'm there. So
hey, let's give her a first name shout out just because we can.
Nikki Manalova. And she's
what's up, Nikki? What's up? All right, here we go, Brooke. Show us what you got. How are you using baseball to teach students the content in your class?
Well, I started this Banana Ball folder. I actually have two, one on Windows, but one on Drive. So I've really started with the organizational side of things. I have some videos and things that I just found links, and I just kind of put that in there. All of these are the record keepers that I made, and actually I can go ahead and open one. This is for the Savannah Bananas every Monday, because they play typically Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on what teams and where they are. So on Mondays, they'll come in and do morning work, and they'll fill this out for their team. They're able to put in their team score, opponent score. I showed them how to keep track of records and wins, losses, things like that. So they didn't know how to do that before either. So that was really fun.
That's cool. That's a real life skill. Yeah.
Yep. So I have one of those for every kid, and they have that in like a sheet protector in their binder, so they know where to come and what to do on Monday mornings. And every week they get more excited. It's so fun to watch.
Thank you for just printing stuff out. Sometimes I just love touching paper. Like,
yeah.
If we can touch paper. It's awesome.
Yeah. And you probably saw that I had some things typed in there because I showed them like what you needed to write in there, and kind of my end on keeping track. Are they doing the right thing? I do have a little folder for just regular baseball stuff. There's not a whole lot in here because I printed some out, but I made a quiz on Google Forms. So we started with regular baseball because they couldn't understand Banana Ball if they didn't understand a little bit about that. Here's some communication letters that I've done. One of them is the coach's email. I drafted up an email to the coaches. That's what I sent out to the coaches and when. So it just tells what I'm doing and where I'm from and how all the things that I'm doing in the class. And this was my request for the sign balls. If we could have it, I was, willing to do whatever. I do have a player letter template just because of letter writing, getting them used to that. Letter home to parents, just getting permission for their kids to write letters to the players and stuff. So then I have those record keepers, and then I have, let me move that, some opinion prompt stuff and statistical showdown. My statistical showdown is what we do every Friday. They go in, they put their team name, and they do player name and batting average. I print out little cards. These are real-time stats too. So on Sunday night, I'll sit and my husband will read the stats off to me. We do ERAs and batting averages. I didn't think anything more than that, just getting into it. So you can see there, we put them in order from greatest to least for batting averages and talk about the importance of the higher the batting average, the better. Yeah. However, when you go to ERAs, it's different. And you're going to do it from least to greatest, because the lower it is the better it is. And I really was like, oh, wow, that's awesome, because we did the milestone study guide. And one of the questions on there was talking about track and field and how the fast, or I think it was something about them throwing. The further they threw it, then they had to put them in order from greatest to least. And a lot of times the kids are just, okay, least to greatest, that's all I know. So they actually all got that question right because they knew to read into what the question is saying. And that was a different sport completely. But because we do this every week, that's been really awesome to see.
What this thing that Brooke's talking about is transformational. It's taught in a way, like some of you are like, this is baseball. Like, kids don't even like baseball. We only do baseball. What is baseball? But it was transformational into her statewide testing, a question about track and field. It's real life. It's fun. It's engaging. Brooke, I just had to stop and just mention that.
No, I love it.
A little bit of magic there.
It was just awesome to see like what we're doing. That's something simple like that, but that's the whole point of this is can the kids transfer it when it's fun to something else and a different topic? And I know this is a little off topic of this math right here, but I've had each team in my classroom has an adult. So I have a principal, assistant principal, academic coach, and a teacher, and then myself, because we're only doing 5 teams instead of 6. They come in and we've done an IC before, and the biggest one was writing and matching evidence to elaboration. So I went through and I found articles and I found evidence on all the banana ball rules. They had to put them in order from greatest to least, or most important to least important in their opinion, because there's no right or wrong. So they put the rules in order. They found the text evidence that matched that rule. Then they had to add their own elaboration because they were struggling so much with elaboration. They can do everything else, but what now I need to elaborate and give a little bit more information in my own words. And it was really cool to see. I posted some pictures of that too, but having the other adults in here, and that was the same thing with this math is, can they transfer it to what they're doing in a different subject or a different topic because it's so fun and meaningful to them. So back to, that would kind of fit in there, but back to this math paper, they had to do reading and writing decimals. So they get to pick whatever player they want to and put the player name, batting average, do word form of a batting average and ERA. Right. So word form and then expanded form, we go into that. So they're choosing a ERA and a batting average. So the reason I did both of them was because ERAs typically have those whole numbers in it and batting average didn't. So I wanted them doing whole numbers and just decimal numbers.
Wow.
So we did showdown comparison. They got to pick 2 averages and then compare and contrast them. So they actually picked 4 different batting averages and 4 different ERAs. Mm-hmm. So the next thing they did was ordering. This one was fun because I realized when we were going through the milestone study guide that there was that question I talked to you about earlier, picking 4 batting averages, putting them in order from least to greatest and then greatest to least, making sure they understand, like, you have to read those things. Then they did the same thing for ERA. And it was funny because they would pick the same 4 for greatest to least and least to greatest the first week. I'm like, you can't do that. You just wrote it backwards. You need different numbers. So we've learned along the way, rounding. So they have batting averages and they round to the nearest 10th and 100th, and then round to the nearest whole and 10th for ERAs. And the last thing is adding and subtracting decimals. So they have a little bit of word problems here. So you have the combined batting averages of the pick two different ones and combine them, and then they have to pick the highest and the lowest and see the difference and all the things. So this has been one of my favorite things out of all of this, but the poems too, AI definitely helped with all those poems.
And that's like a great use of it. That's like, it's, Brooke's got her ideas, she knows her standards, but does she really want to spend half a day writing poems?
No.
Probably not. So this is phenomenal. I look at this, I go, I'm pretty sure that's going to be, decimal work is painful for a lot of people, adults and students.
Yes.
And you just took out a lot of the pain, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, between now and when we first started this, the end of February, that's such a huge difference. And in there, we had spring break, and I can't remember. January was the snowstorm. So we had that, and I knew it was important because it was in that big section of the test. And I actually have a store in my classroom, and they earn class money. So a lot of the things that we do, with Banana Ball, they actually earn class money for. They wear their t-shirt during the week. I give them money. So all the fun things, I always put this slide up on Monday morning going into changing our records and our standings, and we infer too. So we're working on inferencing. They don't see this slide with the standings unless they saw it at home. And they infer based off of what their record was. Hey, where did they move? And last week they actually were off by one team to get to the, it was the two bottom teams, which had the same record anyway, but so they get this though on Monday mornings. I go in and I update this every Sunday night, and I just add here and then when the next games are, so they can always see when they're playing and can root for their teams. And this past weekend was fun because there were 3 teams that were fighting to be in the top 4 for there's what is it called?
A tournament?
Banana Ball Open. It's the preseason championship, the first 11 games. Whoever wins this weekend is it's in Savannah, and I'm going on Saturday. So whoever wins this, they get to be guaranteed a spot in the October championship. So the kids were all about it. I said, you guys got to watch this weekend because it can get crazy. There's 4 teams that are tied, and if they don't do what they're supposed to do, they won't get in. They came in Monday morning. Did you see the games? Did you see my team? They were on fire. Get it? I'm on the firefighters. Ha ha. It was so funny and so cool.
I want to ask you, since I'm going to be sharing this through my newsletter, Buff Nuggets, and I also put it on YouTube as well. What is something I'm curious, as someone who likes to make fun things and creative, is there a Buff Nugget that kind of stood out to you? Maybe it was when I saw you at your school, or you seen through the newsletter, that has been helpful to you in any way? I'm just curious.
I loved the songs when we did those.
Okay.
That was the best. And that, I'll be honest, that's the thing that started to get me into AI, because I was not using it a whole lot. My kids used to make songs for our number corner calendar so we can remember what we're learning.
Yeah.
And they were very basic. So, and they were great. I mean, they're 5th graders, and, they did what they could do, but definitely the use of that and using AI to your advantage if you're using it the right way. And I just love reading all of your stuff every week. And I was very honored that you asked me to share. I was nervous. I was like, but no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
I mean, I'm honored. I mean, people who are watching this, wherever if you're on YouTube, make sure you like the mess out of this, comment, give Brooke some love, because this is phenomenal. It's not something you could buy at a store. This is someone doing something I think truly exceptional. This is an exception. And we all have the opportunity to be exceptional. So it's not stagnant. It's fun. It's exciting. And Brooke, thank you so much for sharing your nugget.
Thank you.
I'm going to share it with lots of people, and it will inspire others. And I can't wait for them to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
sharing all this with us.
It's been awesome.